I want to give you another quarterly, weekly, monthly dose of spooks, how they seem to perpetually attempt to infiltrate our minds, our mindsets, and how this corrosive, toxic miasma will destroy you from within if you let it. Now, spooks are the general idea proffered by Max Stirner in his work Ego on His Own, where he basically enunciates exactly how we have had these impositions placed upon us by the outer, by the exogenous, particularly moral bending. So a quick quote here from Stirner to illustrate. He says, "When one looks to the bottom of anything, i.e. searches out its essence, one often discovers something quite other than what it seems to be. Honeyed speech and a lying heart, pompous words and beggarly thoughts, etc. By bringing this essence into prominence, one degrades the hitherto misapprehended appearance to a bare semblance, a deception. The essence of the world, so attractive and splendid, is for him who looks to the bottom of it, emptiness. Emptiness is equal the world's essence, the world's doings. Now, he who is religious does not occupy himself with the deceitful semblance, with the empty appearances, but looks upon the essence, and in the essence has the truth." And so for Stirner, I think particularly it's the case that he advocated for the idea that you would despookify yourself. You would come to a maturity level where the considerations for other people's impositions of their moral virtues and values, how the rectitude is calculated, and what exactly one means by ethics, morality, good and evil, is no longer sensible. It's something that you have discarded and disavowed, because when you finally do disabuse yourself, you free your mind to embrace those realities, those truths which are eternal, which are meaningful to you. It's very rare. Most people have not done this, and you can consider it to be something of a last step for humanity before crossing over to the Übermensch, to be able to disabuse yourself of these ulterior or external notions. You say, no, I won't behave as I am told is best. I will try to formulate and understand what best is in my situation with my own understandings, reduce it to my own ego, and that in that be able to conjure out of that my own ethical framework, how I believe morality should exist in my own version of it. Now, modern politics, current affairs, is a wish-wash of all of these undercurrents of morality and ethical prejudice. It's something where we have an injection upon us of all of these events having a corresponding prism in which they're viewed under. We say, Gavin Newsom, who is this Democrat presumptive electee probably at the moment, to say, look at Gavin, he's doing these cool, good things, because Gavin's our guy, so everything he does must, by necessity, be good. And that's how we're framing all of these things. This is how we understand it as a political paradigm. We've said that if he's our guy, then everything is good. Transposed towards, say, if you juxtaposition it, especially to Trump, then you get the alternative. And if you're a Democrat, then everything that Trump does is evil. It's demonstrably malicious, malign. He's going out there to be maleficent towards people I consider my friends and allies for some reason. Now, this obviously is a deception. It's not real. It's a projected reality from journalists who will hopefully have loathing toward, because journalists are obviously liars. They're born liars and have fabricated their own realities to assume themselves as truth tellers, where really all they're doing is just promulgating falsities, particularly propaganda, and not even good anymore. I think that that's the worst part about it, is modern journalists are actually woeful at what is communication. So to understand good communication, you have to look at the implied virtue underpinning a statement, underpinning the propaganda. What is it that I'm trying to convey and convince people of, rather than just Trump's evil and bad, here's why, which is the current status, particularly in the rags like New York, the New Yorker and New York Times and Washington Post, etc. If you don't believe me, and I know you do believe me, is to go on just even basic Google or whatever chatbot AI you use and just say, give me some articles, some news postings around current affairs that have the keywords of a man, Donald Trump, Gavin Newsom, someone else, some other politician, Putin, Zelensky, and right good, right evil, right debased, right something around conjuring a moral framework on someone's actions, and you'll get a reply whereby there's a message shot at you informing you how to think and feel. And you say, no, look, I'm above these things. I'm not a normie. I don't consume the media that requires me to think in these terms. Well, let me tell you that your relatives, your grandparents, your parents, your brothers, sisters, whoever it may be, consume this media to some degree, and they buy it. They listen to it because they have no chance to see beyond the veil. It's not something that is required of them. It's not something that they want. It's not a journey and a hardship they want to have to suffer through to get to the end of, because there is no payoff that's beneficial in many ways other than the true freedom, which most people don't value very highly for some reason. So what you're seeing is how normies are perceiving things and thinking. And you say, no, my younger Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever, cousins are on TikTok, and that's very based and it's very right wing. Let me tell you about normie slop. It doesn't matter where you're getting fed it, it's going to feed you in the same ways that it fed boomers on CNN and NBC and Fox News. There is no escaping an algorithmic manipulation here. And so you might think that the manipulation is going in the way that you want it to, but someone who can succumb to very basic forms of manipulation like that on an algorithm is very well able to have it used against them in the same way. So the only way to inure yourself, to immunize yourself, inoculate yourself against these things is with despookification. You go in knowing that you're trying to be injected with people's spooks that they hold dear and sacred. And these essences, if we can get behind them, will reveal to you that these are nonsensical people and nonsensical realities. And as I say, you can see here when just typing in even Donald Trump, good, you see that the first thing is around whether or not he's good. But if you type in disaster, if I could type properly on stream, then you would also see that there's plenty of naysayers and gainsayers. And from this very basic illustration, hopefully it provides you with the evidence, if you needed it, that the world is corrupted by spooks. It is haunted. There are geists living in our brains, and to do away with them is, as I said before, to free yourself. It's to become above and beyond what is a child, because the formulation of, or the you almost want to call it the migration, the graduation from being a child into a man is understanding that you were someone of your own volition. There is not the need for the other, the vicarious being to live through you. You become your own, and in that you develop, and you have to listen and harness your own ego. Otherwise, your life is fruitless. It's pointless. You may as well exist as an NPC. Having the ability to do something and not do it is just wastefulness, and we try to reject that out of hand. So, as I will reinforce here, despookify yourself. Read Max Stirner as is necessary, because for me, and I think for you as well, it's the first step on the road to our own perdition.